Hi everyone, welcome to this video. We're going to discuss about the quick check multiple choice. This is the chapter 20. This is the book of Principles of Economics. The chapter is about income inequality and poverty. So the first question says, in the United States, the poorest fifth of the population earns about percent of all income, while the richest fifth earns about percent. Then we need to have a look here to the table that we saw throughout this chapter. Remember that this has the concentration of the population when you divide them in five groups. Then when you're talking about five groups, it's because here you have the 20th percent, so division of the annual growth. If you have any questions, you can go back to the video where we explain that. Basically, we have here that these the bottom fifth, people that belong this kind of money, this amount of money, they have in total 3.8% of the total income. Then on the other side, the top fifth, so the 20% higher amount of money, they have in total 48.9%. So it's just you having a look here about which could be the number which approaches more to these numbers of the table. So the first one we have here A, 2 and 65. So 2, this should be more close to 4 and this close to 49. The other one 4, this one and 45, and then we have 10, 35, and 15, 25. So definitely the closest one should be this one, 4 and 45. Second one says, when income inequality is compared across countries, one finds the United States. So here we have the table that we had a look throughout the chapter, where we have here in the x-axis we have the countries, and then in the y-axis we have the inequality measures. So here the closer you are to zero is because you are more equal, right? Here is a ratio between the here we have the fifth top, and then in the denominator you have the bottom fifth, right? So then the ratio higher, it implies, or it says that you are in a more inequality country. Then you have here, this should be 20.2, so South Africa, and then United States we can locate here with 8.5. Then is one of the most equal nations in the world. What I would say that we should be if you are like this in the between the five most important ones. The other one is one of the least equal nations in the world. Well, this should be if we fly here and there in these last ones. So maybe it's not a case. Then has more equality than most advanced nations, but less equality than many developing countries. Yeah, I would say that it's okay because it has more equality than most advanced nations, but less equality uh, than many developing countries, and then has less equality than most advanced nations, but more equality than many developing countries. So this should be something like that, because that has less equality to this one, but then more than that one. So definitely we are more with D, right? Has less equality than most advanced nations, but more equality than many developing countries. Utilitarian believes that the redistribution of income from the rich to the poor is worthwhile as long as the worst off members of society benefit from it, those contributing to the system are in favor of it, each person's income after taxes and transfers reflects his marginal product, or distortionary effect on work incentives is not too large. So the idea of the utilitarianism is could be the intervention of the government until a certain point. This certain point, it was identified as the example that we saw throughout the book, throughout a leak in a bullet. sorry, just in a basket. So then, if you have this hole higher between crossing or taking water from one place to another one, it means that you are wasting too much of money or efficiency when you are intervening the market. So then should be until a certain point where you cannot affect or you don't make some affectation to incentives. Then it should be more this one. The distortionary effect on work incentives is not too large. I mean, it should be I can face it in order to make everyone better in terms of utility because I'm at least compensating the marginal effect to the guy or to the group that I'm taking out money in order to put these resources to the poverty, to the necessities one. So that's the case. Rawls' thought experiment of the original position behind the veil of ignorance is meant to draw attention to the fact that most of the poor do not know to find better jobs and escape poverty. The station of life each of us was born into is largely a matter of luck. The rich have so much money that they don't know how to spend it all. Outcomes are different only if everyone begins with equal opportunity. So Rawls, what he tried to say throughout his book is like, I don't want that everyone has the same. However, government and the rules inside society should guarantee that all of them they have the same possibilities. When I guarantee that, I can say that this is an efficient result. And then the choose to be poor is not because there is another exit. It's just because you had all the tools but you didn't want to go and get better results. Okay. Then, a negative income tax is a policy under which A. Individuals with low income get transferred from the government. The government raises tax revenue without distorting incentives. Everyone pays less than under a conventional income tax. Some taxpayers are on the wrong side of the Laffer curve. So the idea is like an individual with low income get transferred from the government. Why? Because let's have this a simple equation. Imagine that this is the rule of the fiscal policy in a country, that the tax owed should be the 1/3 of the income minus 10,000. Then if you earn 60,000, then should be 60,000 over 3, 20,000 minus 10, 10,000. Then if you earn 90,000, it should be 90 over 3, it should be 30 minus 10, it should be 20. However, if you earn $30,000, then you get 0, or you need to pay 0, and then if you have 15, you receive 5,000. So then the idea is like individuals with low income get transferred from the government that actually they come from the other raise of money. If the benefits from an anti-poverty program are phased out as an individual's income increases, then the program will encourage greater work effort from the poor, lead to an excess supply of labor among unskilled workers, increase the effective marginal tax rates that the poor face, cost the government more than a program benefits everyone. The idea is like this: when you have benefits from the poverty program that are phased out as an individual's income increases, the point is like it costs the government more than a program that benefits everyone. Because, however, it's different when you have from this amount to the other one, it phase out automatically, right? But when you have you're going to have not 80% of subsidy but 60%, but you still have the benefit. The problem that this will cost more, right? So this costs more than a program that benefits everyone. So that this should be more to the deep part. Okay, I guess that was all for today, and see you next video. Bye bye.